Right guys, welcome to another episode. Today we'll finish the superhero season with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, The Crow, 30 Days a Night and Judge Dredd. So you'll see the mistakes now in just a few seconds. Well, a few minutes. Right, you know the script by now. Favourite, well, one of my favourite little scenes in this.
Yes, indeed, sir. Wrong quartermain.
I honestly don't think it's that bad a film.
They're indestructible. No, just armor plated. Automatic rifles. Who in God's name has automatic rifles? They're unsporting. How about more bells with you?
Right, here's a little question for you. I was wondering, see anybody who actually read the comics for this?
Wasn't there another one of these buggers?
Could you make a little comment below and tell me which comic book company you would assign this to? Because I know that it's been with a couple of different comic book companies, but could you maybe make a wee comment below and tell me which one you think is the one that it probably belongs to most? Much appreciated, because I really don't know. Right, this is the first mistake.
But what is...
Right, see if you look at the Invisible Man's... Look at the back of his head, do you see it? Right, he's supposed to be wearing a special cream that obviously lets you see his skin. If you watch this scene, you'll see that in this little bit, the back of his head isn't covered with the cream.
The future.
Right, do you see it? See it? See it there? See how half his ear's missing, you can't see the back of his head? You see that? Right. Just pay attention to that. Right, so literally after a few seconds after that little bit, whenever they get inside the car, you can quite clearly see that all his ear is there, and you can kinda, if you watch all of this scene, you can kinda see that all of the cream is all over his head. See it? See how you can see how the back of his head? See it? Whereas just before, and he hasn't applied any more cream on it. You can watch this scene if you don't believe me, but he hasn't applied any more cream, and his head, like the back of it, is it's all covered in cream. And then, whenever they get to Dorian Gray's bit, you can see that the cream has once again removed itself. See it? Right, so it's went from being like that to his whole head being covered in cream, and then being back like that again. So that's the end of the first mistake. Right, this is the second mistake. It's during the scene where the Captain Nemo's ship is sinking, and just watch this scene. Right, watch his mouth. Right, just watch it. See it? Right, see how he's quite clearly kind of roaring underneath the water. Yeah, there's no air bubbles. Because see, whenever you kind of do like a mad mongoloid noise like that, you kind of breathe out a little bit, but there's no air bubbles there at all. Watch. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. See, there's still nothing. You can't really see it that well, but there still isn't really anything coming from his actual mouth.
Bravo, England! Bravo!
So, yeah, it's quite clearly not underwater. Right, this is near the end of the film. If you watch this little scene, the Invisible Man always has to get naked, and if you watch the whole film you'll understand, but in order for him not to be seen, he has to be naked. So obviously he's barefoot, but you can see, watch the guard's feet as he kind of flares about in the snow, but whenever you look round about where the Invisible Man's feet should be, there's absolutely no movement in the snow at all. There's no footprints, there's no kind of snow popping up and down, obviously as he's kind of moving in to fight the guy. There's nothing, it's just the gun and a little bit of a shadow. So that's a wee bit dodgy. There's no footprints at all. The snow just isn't moving unless the guard's moving it himself. Right, so this is the last mistake, and if you look at the blade, it's just been through her, so obviously there's going to be blood on it. But if you look at the blade, there is absolutely no blood on it at all. None at all. See? Absolutely none. It's only when it goes up for a close-up. Hey, look, there's some blood. So, that's the last mistake. Right, well, that's the end of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which isn't that bad a film. It's only crap because it made Sean Connery retire. So, now we'll move on to Judge Dredd. Right, okay, as you can see, this is Judge Dredd. Probably most commonly known as I Am the Law, because Sylvester Stallone's mongoloid voice in this. It's a good film though. I can't wait for the remake here with Karl Urban in it, which should be out either this year or next year. I can't wait! This of course is 2000 AD comics. It's only really known because of this. Right, this is the first mistake. It's at the beginning of the film. Yeah, I wonder who that is.
Holy crud! He's a sitting duck out there.
He knows what he's doing.
Right, wait for it. It's his favourite catchphrase. Yes, he does say it quite a lot, and I'll just show you right now.
It's impossible! I never broke the law! I am the law!
The means to an end.
You started a massacre!
I caused the revolution.
You betrayed the law! Law!
Right, so you can see that he's obviously talking to the crooks with the whole I am the law. And he's speaking into a kind of microphone thing. But see, if you look, see there's a tiny cable there that's obviously the connector for his speaker. So it goes down the back into obviously a speaker for Stingray. But see, whenever he turns round, you never see that cable again. See it? See it? See it? See it? Yeah, you see it.
You want to be afraid of somebody? Be afraid of me! I knew they'd do that.
Yeah, his second favourite catchphrase.
Right,
hold on.
The effective legal range is 200 meters. You're safe. What are you doing down there, Treacherous?
No, hold on, sorry.
Waiting for backup.
See it, see it, see it, see it, see it. See, the cable is absolutely gone. It's never seen again. Watch the entire film, it's not there. It's never seen again. That's the only time you ever see it. So that's the first mistake.
It's here.
Right, okay, this is the end of the film. It's the last mistake that I noticed in it.
Now, Joseph Dredd, I hereby judge you to the charge of betraying your flesh. The sentence of death. Don't miss. Michael Ryder's exhausted. Court's adjourned.
Right, okay, so watch this little scene, watch it. Did you see it there? Right, watch. Right, see how he's falling in slow motion? Watch the cars in the background. Do you see how they're moving just as normally, but it's only him that's falling in slow motion? See it? Yeah, you see it. So that's the end of Judge Dredd. Can't wait for the new one. Alright guys, this is 30 Days a Night. It's done by a company called IDW. It's a brilliant film. It's one of the best vampire films I've seen in a long time. So you should definitely go and watch it if you're in the mood for a scare. Right, this is about an hour into it. It's the only mistake that I noticed in it. If you look, they're obviously going through a blizzard. Right, so the blizzard's quite bad, as you can see, and yet the telephone lines are not moving at all. Look at them. They're not even moving an inch. They're not moving at all. See? That's supposed to be quite a bad blizzard. Alright, so that's the only mistake that I noticed in 30 Days a Night. As I said, it's a brilliant film if you're in the mood for a scare. So, for times like Halloween, it's a brilliant film to watch. Especially if you like vampires. Alright guys, now it's time for the last comic book film we'll do. And the last film of this episode is The Crow. So you'll see the mistakes now in a second. Right, okay, this is the first mistake. It's about an hour into it. Right, if you look, Brandon Lee's holding a silver revolver there. And T-Bird is holding a black pistol. I don't know what one it is, but anyway, just watch him.
What the fuck are you supposed to be, man? I'm your passenger.
Right, so he's holding the revolver, right, and he picks up the black gun and listen, have you listened to it? Hold on. He throws it on the floor, right? So he's holding the silver revolver and throws the black pistol on the floor. Right, so then a little bit into the chase. A little bit into the chase scene, whenever the police come into it, you can see that Brandon Lee is now holding the black pistol that he once flew on the floor. He hasn't picked it up. If you watch the scene, he hasn't picked it up at all. And the silver revolver has disappeared. So that's the first mistake. Right, this is about near the end of the film. Right, I'll just tell you this now. A couple episodes back, I think it was the one with The Dark Knight and Batman Begins, I told you that there was a mistake in Batman Begins where the firing pin was taken away from one of the bullets. I'll let this play in the background. Now, if you watch this scene, or if you watch that episode, you'll remember me telling you that that was because of this. And one of the instances in this is Brandon Lee, him right there, was shot and killed during the making of this, because I explained this in the other episode, but I'll explain it again just for anybody who hasn't seen it. But there was a there's a big shootout in this little scene, and one of the obviously the bullets are supposed to be blanks, but one of them wasn't a blank, and it actually was a live bullet and shot and killed Brandon Lee. So this is kind of one of those scenes where I'm kind of ashamed to point out a mistake in it, just because he died during this scene. So you'll see the mistake now in a second.
Nice outfit. Not sure about the face though.
I just want him.
Well, you can have him.
I see you have made your decision. Now let's see you enforce it.
Oh, this is already boring the shit out of me. Kill him!
It never tells you when he dies, but I'm almost positive that's when he died. But I don't know when he did. There's no way of knowing where he does die, but I'm sure that is when.
He's gone.
Right, see if you look. Right, so hold on. If you look in the background, right, you can see him in the background there. See him? Hold on. Right, there he is. There. See his trousers? See him? Yeah, that's him. He's dead. Right, so he's been shot, killed there. Right, so he's dead now.
You're all going to die.
Yeah, a second later, there he is again, running in the background, even though he was just shot and killed. Ay, ay, ay. Right, okay, so that's the end of The Crow. It's also the end of our superhero season. So, yeah, that's the end of the episode. As usual, thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe, like, dislike, just tell me how I did. And I'll see you next week. I'll just leave you with this. Again, if you haven't seen it, it is a brilliant film and you should just go and watch it right now. And just for a hint, don't bother with the sequels, because all the sequels are putting it nicely, shite.